by the way, we have spoken a lot about the different varietals of the cultivation in the field. Then probably you are putting the same degree of research, the same degree of experiments also in the process of coffee.
Yes.
Okay, so not just wash the natural, but much more probably.
Yes, this is I would say a personal passion. I love it. I love experimenting in the mill, and I feel that it has really opened up the kind of like the amount of offers or the amount of flavor profiles that can come out of a single farm. It really gets multiplied if you really use all the methods of processing that are now. So, for example, we started, I think it was in 2015 with our first micro lots. And we took these coffees that were, Centroamericano, Batat, these new varietals, and we exposed them to sun drying. We started with a honey and natural process. I still remember when I understood what a natural process was, and the first time I tasted it, and it was so different. If your palate is not used to it, you might say like, oh, this coffee is bad, But when you understand it more and the complexity of the flavors, it really opens up a new world for you, right? Since a couple of years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, we started innovating a lot with fermentation. So we've developed different recipes, and every year we bring out a new recipe. But for example, we do an anaerobic process of the natural, so the cherry, and it gets fermented for 2 days. And it's a wild fermentation of all the yeast and bacteria, microorganisms that come from the field are doing the fermentation. And one thing that we discovered is really important is the liquid that comes out, which is called mosto. We call it mosto, like the wine mosto.
Yeah. In Italian, mosto means something else, but anyway, it's understandable.
Okay.
It's what you get when you are processing the grapes in order to make the wine. So we are the same line.
Similar. It's a liquid, right, that comes out of the tank. After you take out the cherries, there's a liquid. This liquid is full of microorganisms, and it tastes amazing, smells amazing. And we are using that liquid to ferment the next batch. So the next batch of fruit, we put the mosto in. And this is like the initial. It's gonna add all the microorganisms that are gonna do the fermentation.
Something that in Italian we call the lievito madre.
Lievito madre.
The pizza or bread.
Yeah, masa madre. Exactly, like making the bread. Fantastic. So it's the same idea with fermentation, and we've then experienced other things. Like, for example, we generated a mosto from coffee flowers. So we went to the field when the coffee was flowering. We took the white flowers of the coffee, we put it in water with a little bit of sugar, and it started to ferment and ferment and ferment. We let it for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, the liquid was already you could actually see the yeast, and it smelled amazing, very citric, floral, sweet. And we use this flower mosto, to ferment coffee. So we do this processing method, which is very different, this fermentation process, which includes the mosto from the flowers, and the taste is a very nice floral coffee.